move any further at all, doesn't it? Brilliant. Love that. And you know what it is? I'll probably end up uploading the YouTube video with this portion in, and then the portion went, oh no, we're moving, never mind. Then the YouTube video will have already started. Congrats, guys. You also got the 10-second waiting period, giving the YouTube video the same experience as the live streams. As we do have in the top left-hand side of the map, our red Protoss player here in the winner bracket finals of the Big LiuLi Cup. Our red Protoss player is MaxPax from Storm Gaming. Of course, the fun thing about this event today is there's only one Protoss, one Terran, and one Zerg remaining in the final 3 players, so these guys are all the best of their race in this tournament, because I was about to use that kind of in the intro, and I was like, actually, that's just true for everybody we're going to cast today, so I guess it was kind of not worth saying initially. As we have in the bottom right from Team Liquid, the blue Terran player and the world champion of StarCraft 2, it's Clem. And absolutely expecting him to come out with a barrage of builds in this series. The last couple times he's played against MaxPax, they've been close matches, but Clem keeps on coming out on top. Expecting today to honestly not really be much different. He is still my favorite in everything he's playing right now. He's playing great StarCraft 2. Does he lose a map here and there? Yes. Is it perfect every single time? Absolutely not. Does that matter? Not if you're still the one winning the tournaments at the end of the day, and that has been the case as of late for Clem. He is on a tournament-winning streak at the moment, and like I say, we'll see if that can continue today as well. As we get set up, Reaper on the way. Just going to be having ourselves a Nexus and the Cybercore coming up. It's going to be having our Orbital coming through as well. We get that on the go. It's going to be seeing the Pro playing the nibbling game on a supply depot, as we do have the double depot to wall off with in these early stages. We'll be seeing Proby going back towards the upper left-hand side. Obviously, not much you can do apart from just knowing that this was obviously kind of a bit of a block-off initially, and to slow things down a little bit. A question from the YouTube chat, finals best of 7? Absolutely it is. It is a best of 7. I believe a 1-0 lead for whoever wins this series in the finals, so that's obviously a little bit of an advantage. As Tagged comes in with the 52-month resub, 52 is a square prime since it's the multiple of a prime square, and another prime. It's the 5th bell number of ways to partition a set of 5 elements, and finally it is an untouchable number since it is no number such that the sum of its proper divisors is 52. 52 is untouchable. How about that? I like that. That's a great way of saying something. Narumi hit us up with the 38-month prime to start the day. WardiTV came in with the 92-month resub on the prime. Guys, if my dad has been able to hit the prime sub button for 92 months in a row, I'm pretty sure some of you guys can find it as well. Don't be outdone by WardiTV. Get your prime subs in today. As 2 Reapers and a Hellion are going to come through, and they're going to hit down this Adept. That's going to get taken out immediately, so Clem can continue to advance to the upper left-hand side of the map. A pressure towards the top, which is expected. Early game units here already looking to try and get in and try and put some damage out. As a little grenade goes down, just going to see our Reapers continuing to run through up into the main base. The Adept will continue to give chase as well. The Reapers continue to fight as the probe will go down. A second probe in the main base dies. There's actually 3 probes in total. Maybe one more. Low HP jumps in. The Assimilator tries to go back for it. Those units give themselves up, but hey, look at what they got. They got an Adept and 3 workers and some lost mining time. I think that's okay for the 2 Reapers and the Hellion, especially killing the Adept. You're under way less pressure of the Protoss coming across the map towards you with an early game unit now. So that's not as much of an issue or as much of a, hey, I've got to go and solve that. That's not as much of a thing at all, in fact. So yeah, you can just be safe. If that Adept was still alive and this was now 2 Adepts approaching the front, maybe you're a little bit afraid that you've actually given away your faster units that you opened the game with, such as those Reapers and Hellions. But like I said, I don't think that's a concern at the moment. With only 1 Adept, bunkers on the way up, plenty of Marines there. Obviously, MaxPax is making his way to that Blink upgrade from that Twilight Council too, but there is going to be a Widowmine drop for him to have to deal with. Widowmines are going to drop. They are just going to commit to the burrow there. The Stalkers will have to run. No Blink just yet. We're going to lose a Stalker. We're going to lose a Probe. Not bad. I mean, the Medevac gets out alive as well, right? And anytime the Medevac is getting out alive, you're pretty much very happy about how this has gone. I mean, usually a Probe per Widowmine is nice. A Stalker is more valuable than a Probe, though. So Stalker and a Probe, Medevac alive. Clem is definitely noting that one down in the back of his brain as a little bit of a win in these early stages. Third Nexus, as MaxPax is not going to go overly aggressive off the Blink. He's not going to add on all those gateways and try and make something out of this. Not at all. He's just going to go and get that Nexus up, play the Blink as a macro style. 2 gates in the game at the moment, which is obviously the exact kind of number you expect if he's just going to sit back and play the macro style. Sometimes, yes, we can see something along the lines of like a... sometimes you can see like obviously 3 gates and it's kind of that in-between kind of pressure, but I'm also going to expand somewhat quickly. This really is just more leaning into that expansion and now into that robo base, that tech as well, as we can build into the Colossus for the next stage of this game and have ourselves a Stalker Colossus composition. I'd say old school, not really old school, but kind of a little bit off meta for the moment. I mean, it's never really off meta because it's kind of just standard, but a lot of the kind of the cool things to do right now in this matchup is to actually go out and play, you know, charge upgrades after the Twilight, or get up the Temple Archives and the Storm really quickly, and all of those kind of routes. So if you're going to play Colossus, you play Phoenix Colossus. Stalker Colossus, don't get me wrong, it's still used. It's not like this is never seen. It's not like we have gone days since we last saw it either. It just is funny because, like I say, it feels different while it's actually the norm because, like, people have been doing other things as of late. So we are just going to get good old baseline Stalker Colossus here from MaxPax to start off game 1 of this series. Be interesting to see how MaxPax over the course of the best of 5 actually mixes it up and does some different builds. We know he can play Phoenix Colossus, so if he's feeling like Colossus today, maybe we'll dive into that at some point. We're absolutely expecting some games to be 4-gate Stalker pressure as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see one kind of heavier kind of Stalker charge lock game as well. A little bit dependent on how Clem is playing, because you've also got to take into account that some of those styles are better against certain Terran styles. If Terran is not going to do the things that those things are good against, then you don't necessarily want to do it, even if it's nice to mix things up every single game, right? When will there be Ellie badges? I thought I added Ellie badges, just no one's unlocked them yet. Or did I not actually add the Ellie badge? I will check in a second. Hang on, I'm going to have to open up my Twitch dashboard thingy. Marines dropping in from Clem over on this left-hand side. Just going to come dropping straight through. And a little bit of damage done, nothing too crazy. Let's just have ourselves the charge and the extended thermal lens continuing out as well. So all of that going up. The Colossus and the Sentry continue by as well. All of that continues to build here just for the moment. Having ourselves the Stalkers still moving about as well. So we're having those moving up. A little bit of bio going to fight. The Water Mine's taking damage also. Pretty much still fairly expected here, I suppose. Just going to have ourselves the extra Zealots coming in. The charge is going to be done in a few moments as well. I see a few more shots continuing to come around, so a couple more hits coming through, the damage still being done. We're going to be seeing ourselves the Colossus moving forward. The Marines are going to be taking a whole bunch of damage there as well. That's going to be MaxPax deflecting and defending this for the moment. As we just have ourselves the Medivacs loading up and backing away over to that right-hand side. Well, Bio gets over to the right. The army of MaxPax continues to chill out over on the left and towards the center again. The scan comes up, just going to be seeing us stim in. Nexus is going to drop. Pylon as well. Probe also goes down. This army continues up this ramp now where we're going to find another probe. And Clem pokes forward, but there's a set of units here from MaxPax. The Zealots and the Stalkers together will begin to just push this away. A couple Widow Mine shots to play cleanup. And the Medivacs load up as we back on out of there as well. So just going to bring that straight out. What's up, Dagon? Didn't see the games yesterday, but really happy that Rogue is still there. Yeah, man, Rogue, I mean, he ended up going through a bunch of ZVZs after the ZVP, which I felt actually pretty confident for the ZVP he played, but man, he went full, like, Rogue ZVZ, cheesy as... And I have to put the beep in there, because it really does exaggerate just how cheesy the man was being yesterday, as the auto turrets are going to jump in, and there are going to be a few probes going down already, so the auto turrets come through. See our Stalkers continue to move about, and well, we do have ourselves the, again, probes and the +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. A few extra ghosts coming in currently from Clem. Obviously the tech coming in across the board. With the Raven at least dropping those auto turrets, it did die, so we don't have that continuing to come back repeatedly, so that's a pretty big plus, honestly. That's a big bonus compared to what we were seeing before. As the Vikings get there, that Prism continues to get pushed away, just getting shoved out for the moment. It's going to get a couple more shots off with the bio units. Couple zealots going down as well. Observer still flying forward. Vikings bio gathering up. Another shot coming through. The Stalkers are going to get rid of a couple more Widow Mines. The bio is still going to be there to fight back. Disruptor halfway done, +2 attack in production with +1 armor coming alongside it. All of this continues into play as we speak. Bio comes across the left-hand side. A couple of mules drop down. Stalkers once again just going to get deflected away. MaxPax not allowed to find any good position just yet then. Not able to push into anywhere super notable or anything along those lines. Gonna see that bio army still trying to chase a little here. So just getting across towards the top. And again, a few more zealots are going to join up. The disruptors coming through. +2 attack, +1 armor. Both continuing to build right now as the bio still settles and chills out into the middle for a little bit. And +2, +1, both continue through, so all of that coming around for the moment. As those couple of disruptors still coming up from MaxPax as well, so we bring those disruptors into play. A couple of pylons coming up also. Get those pylons out as zealots are going to go with the Stalkers. Sorry, Stalkers going to come blinking up here and fight off those Marines. That's going to be a good defense against that little dropship of units, so not much to see there. That does get cleaned up and pushed away. Very nicely done. Again, Destruction coming through. The +2 attack and +1 armor continuing out as well. The Protoss force of MaxPax continues to settle a little bit in the center here. Vikings going to start shooting. That Colossus will begin to drop, so Colossus is going to go down. I mean, that's what, you know, this is going to be scary for. And of course, with Disruptors, Clem's got to be super on top of those as well. You're going to see an attempt of Zealots around the bottom left-hand side, but the Bio's going to get down there, turn those Zealots around. Good EMP hits the Colossus also. It's going to be striking as we do have the Colossus continue to step up. Stalkers, Disruptors continue to play the chasing game. The Vikings are being chased out of here. Bio continue to kite back. Another Marauder set of stims comes through. To get rid of the Colossus, I mean, MaxPax again chasing forward. He has not really much tech left as Clem even steps in and kills off that Disruptor. Disruptors have hit their own Zealots more than they've hit Bio units here so far. That's obviously not exactly ideal. It's going to stem up again. A few Zealots are going to step in. The Disruptor shots. Actually, do clip a couple of Marauders over on the edge there in the end, so it's going to be able to grab that. Again, the +3, +2 upgrades from MaxPax will start. Upgrade's already nice for him. Ahead on the 2-1. Is now going to fall behind on 2-2, but then we'll retake the lead 3-2, 2-2. 2-2. So yeah, those upgrades are kind of ping-ponging one way and the other, just given or depending the kind of exact moment in the game that we're checking on them. And Bio back over to that right-hand side, and it's going to see the Zard Stalker Disruptor going to come through again. Disruptor shot fires straight down the middle, not quite going to connect just yet. Another Disruptor shot fires through also. Another Disruptor shot does not quite land for the moment, so not quite able to get that there still. Just going to have ourselves a Shadow Stride, +2 armor, +3 attack, all continuing to build. Bio Ghost going to come around the right-hand side as well. We just have the army of MaxPax going to step onto the map further. I'm just going to start working its way toward that set of rocks, so let's have our Bio setting up here. The Zealots are going to start charging through. Stalker Disruptor coming up, and that is a Disruptor shot that goes in toward that army as well. Does manage to connect in the end. Everything else turning back around. Bio coming across also. Another Disruptor shot firing, but not quite landing. As that Zealot Stalker still pushes upwards now. The Medevac's going to lift up and get the hell out of there. They're going to retreat to the 12 o'clock position. And they're just going to wait, so they're going to see if there's an opportunity to come back in. One of the downsides of obviously never having built air units this game from MaxPax is not being able to chase those medevacs away from those dead air positions. They're going to consistently be able to sit there and just hold position and just wait for the right opportunity, potentially taking up supplies of units to defend. In fact, now they're just going to retreat away. I might be thinking about needing to get them on the map again, just because if they sit there completely AFK, MaxPax is moving around as well. I mean, it's not a small amount of supply that's sat there in the medevacs. And the Liberators are there now too, so you could argue that maybe they will hit that base. He will actually try and deny the upper right Nexus from coming online. He's going to find a pylon in that position at the very least, as MaxPax still continues with the idea of moving through the center of the map, but can't really say that there's too much going on right there at the moment either. DT just going to show up. He's going to get the Bio across, going to grab that Dark Templar nice and easy. More weapons just on the front of this base. We have our Stalkers going to get there. A couple of these Liberators getting shot down as well. So Libs continue to drop. Disruptor going to be hanging about, but I'm going to continue to step forward. A few of these Zealots continue to go down as well, so a few more shots continue to come in just across the board here. We're going to see a continued step up. DTs are going to swipe into this mineral line. Blinking in, 14 SCVs going down. There's mid-game kind of Protoss harass, obviously mid to late game, honestly, because obviously DTs are super expensive as well. It really does add up, and it really does so much as well. But of course, like I say, it's expensive. You can't just go, ramming out a whole bunch of DTs all the time. That is definitely something you have to consider and think on. How's that bio just going to sit here? Again, a couple more pickoffs itself. The Liberator range coming up. +2 ship weapons is about to finish. Again, +3 continue to come around right now as our Marines will stim. Chase that DT. Kill that DT. Get rid of that for the moment and be very content from there. So let's go opening up that set of rocks on that left-hand side. Liberator going to come around the left as well. What are we going to do, Mr. Liberator? What is our plan? Liberator's going to siege. A few probes are going to step back. Still got ourselves the Disruptor, a couple Nexus, a couple Colossus, all in production. Our +3 armor coming through as well. Also going to be here very shortly. 3 more Liberators, 4 more Liberators continuing up. It's just going to go ping, ping, pong onto the Lib, and we do have a couple of EMPs coming down as cannons are going to get grabbed. You can actually knock down all of those. Love that. Clem breaking into some of the stack defense. His Liberator count is rising, and the question has to be from MaxPax, when are we going to start seeing that Stargate Fleet Beacon tech coming online? Because if you're not going to do anything here, that doesn't really feel great for you, right? Like, this feels as though it becomes a big issue if we don't kind of get a move along sooner rather than later. Liberators continue to siege up. Going to be seeing the Protoss army still moving out into the center as well. Trying to see what we can do. Well, just going to have ourselves the kind of forces committing, but never really kind of finding a chance to go further. 80 minutes on Oceanborn. Hey, I love it. If this is the level we're going to play at today, then I am so down. This is some great StarCraft already. I feel like we're just getting started, so yeah. Brilliant stuff. First game of the day already. A bit of a banger, as we do have MaxPax still only at one Disrupted. I am terrified for him for these Liberators. These Liberators are so good for Clem. And a couple of Vikings up now as well. That domination from him in the sky, I really think, is a fast-track way to winning this game, honestly. Liberator sieging up again. Just going to be having our army push back. The bio going to pull back as well. The army now. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus coming over the right side, going to come through. Liberator is going to continue to siege. Fire Force continuing to step forward as well. A couple of those Zealots will go down right now also. MPs go down one more time. Stalker's getting hit. Colossus coming through. And the Vikings, the Liberator there, going to be able to get rid of that Warp Prism. So the Prism goes down immediately. Big step up as we do see Colossus getting shoved away. MaxPax's supply is being limited, and he's not really finding much around the map anymore. These DTs are going to find some building command centers. I mean, that's neat and all, but if that's all your harass is doing, I mean, he's rebuilding 12 Zealots. Again, what? We're just going to throw them into the Terran meat grinder here? I mean, there's a nice blink because the Liberators are repositioning, but that's the only time where he's really looked as though he's had half of a chance against these Liberators. It just ain't happening, right? As the Vikings come forward again, the Colossus now getting pushed back, the Bio continue to hit the Stalkers, Disruptors EMP'd and killed, and MaxPax's army here, just, again, plain and simple, has not been good enough. And I do think he's had the time, and I do think he's had the income to afford a tech up into the later game. He has just refused to go there. He's decided that he just was not going to tech out of this current position. And I feel like that's going to end up being extremely costly for him. I don't think there's any other way to really say this. I think this is just going to end up being super expensive and probably a little bit too much by the end of the day, basically. So, yeah. Damn. I'm definitely looking as though this game one is, I don't want to say it's in the bag. I mean, now we're dropping Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. I mean, his current army wins the fight. And if Clem goes across the map, I believe he wins the map on the fight as well. I don't think he was winning these fights because he was sat back defensively necessarily. Obviously, that helps. It makes it more difficult for the pros player, but what difference is that to now Clem being in between your bases and you still having to attack into him? Pretty much none. MaxPax knows he can't do that, so he's immediately retreating into a base trade scenario where he's going to recall these probes away. He's going to attack in over here. Libra is already sieging up, and the Stalkers justify the blink forward into a planetary and bio. No, they cannot, so they're going to step away instead. Libra is firing. Colossus just getting absolutely deleted, man. The Liberators are just going to take no prisoners here. They have been given one order, and that order is to shoot anything on sight. Clem takes a 50 supply lead following these couple of skirmishes. And I say skirmishes, it really feels like a full battle because it doesn't feel like at any of these moments has MaxPax truly been able to just fully commit in. Tempest still coming up, another disruptor shot is going to land short. Ghosts, Libs, Marines still building, going to have another disruptor here, just going to get grabbed also. Another disruptor shot coming by. A couple of EMPs going down as well. That is going to be Clem taking game number 1 because MaxPax just can't get to an army that's ever going to deal with this. Transition into air units was way too slow at this next game, as we have got ourselves Amphion coming through. In the bottom left, down a game has absolutely fought back from down a map in series against this opponent before, so don't take this for granted just yet. That was a longer game, but there's so much that this guy can do early and into the mid game that can really impact how the result goes as well. And maybe that's what he'll lean upon here. Maybe some more heavy pressuring blink stalkers, for example. Let's let the game tell the story. In the bottom left-hand side, we have Psystorm Gaming's MaxPax. In the top left, our blue Terran player representing Team Liquid, we have ourselves Clem. Very good game 1. Played a very good game, very solid throughout. Really enjoyed. It was a very enjoyable kind of game to watch, right? It was just good, solid StarCraft 2. Really enjoyable stuff. Enjoyed watching it. Good times. Hoping for more coming into game number 2 now, right? Like let's go have some more games like that one. Yes, please and thank you. 100%. All right, let's follow someone. Where's India? There we go. Number 6 today. As he is following this probe to the other side. That is pretty much the excitement of the first minute or 2 here. And we just have this probe pulling up into the main base to see what is going to happen. What's up, Juice on Face? You heard MaxPax is actually ChatGPT 10? Maybe. Maybe he's actually from the future and he's just an AI from the future and that's why he's so advanced. Again, hello everyone on the YouTube stream. If you are watching on the YouTube, if you have that stream open there, if you could take one moment to just scroll down a little bit and just tap that like button, it would mean the world. Helps us out so much. We actually already have great viewership on the YouTube today. Would love to try and push that as much as we can. So hitting the like button really does help. I don't know if sending a message on a live stream helps on YouTube, but maybe you say hi in the chat as well. I mean, no pressure. But hitting that like button really would go a long way if you're on the YouTube stream. Alrighty, if you're here on Twitch, you can just spam emotes in the chat because we don't have like buttons on Twitch. You guys just have to. Well, it actually doesn't matter what you guys do. You guys just keep on being Twitch chat. You guys are good. It's so easy being in a Twitch chat viewer compared to a YouTube viewer. As a YouTube viewer, it's like, oh, you gotta like the stream. As a Twitch chat viewer, you just sit there and you make dank memes or something. As the Reaper will go down, unable to kill off that probe. Bad call by Clem as he gets himself too committed on that Reaper. No gain. I mean, a scout through into the base, right? You get into that main base, but you get in there so quickly, you never saw what the tech structure was. So, yes, you get in there, but then you don't actually know what's going on. Really bad to lose the Reaper, because that should be continuing to scout and continuing to push for information. And obviously that's now just not the case in the slightest. Good morning, hello. What am I going off? Hitting off that Adept. Yeah, it's actually, you know what, it's always fun streaming on a Saturday at this kind of time as well, because obviously we don't have a lot of people. I know some people obviously still at work, but a lot of people off work for the days. We've got Americans, alright, waking up, kind of saying hello and kind of tuning in, chill, not having to rush off anywhere. We've got the European crowd who are watching as well, and even some late nighters over on the far east portions of the world as well. always feel as though it's very fun streaming on a Saturday at this kind of time. You kind of hit almost every time zone in the few hours that we go live on this time. It's really neat. Hell yeah. You hit the like button for me, bro. Keep the good work. Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Hello from India. Hell yeah, that's a great one to be watching from. That's what I mean. Like, you hit so many places in the world at this time of day. It's great. Phoenix obviously intercepting the medevac, and the medevac will unload. Doesn't stop it from moving forwards, but unloaded, and actually would have to load back up to get across those minerals. Don't think we're going to be doing anything just yet. As a robo facility comes online, the Phoenix continues to come about as well. Got a couple of depths coming down this ramp, and the Marines and the Cyclone very ready to fight that. Battery not ready, and this is a mistake from MaxPax, inviting Clem to start fighting before his battery is done. And you basically just gave Clem a gift. A couple of adepts go down. Battery now will fall. And this is just straight up mistake from MaxPax. It may not matter too much in the end, but a couple units going down. Obviously, the cancel battery is frustrating. Things like that are going to be a little bit rough, as our Marines and our Cyclone just going to be continuing to go in onto that warp gate currently. And I mean, they can say because you lost a couple of devs, you lost a couple of your tank units, so it's a little bit tougher to get these stalkers in reach and keep them safe as well. Okay, another couple of grabs. Gateway still coming about. I mean, nice that we got the battery here able to provide some healing onto that gateway as well, but that's now being drained. As we do have the Widow Mine causing issues. More units coming across. The Phoenix have decided to go on a jaunt across the map, and they're going to find a few SCVs. A couple of units as well. We're going to try for the Viking, which we will get. We out DPS the SCV repair there. However, the first siege tank is already here, so yeah, lift up some SCVs, but I think these Phoenix are going to have to return home sooner rather than later. And as they return home, they're probably going to have to come in and, you know, lift up this siege tank and so yeah, they're going to need to have some lift still available. As Clem, I think, is going to unsiege and pull back because the Phoenix recalled. Probably one of the best times to do so. Can MaxPax get anything on the chase? Yeah, I mean, so far, not really. Good play from Clem. Really good play, identifying what I think was a very good time to start heading back. We're going to see the lifts now. Phoenix lifting for pretty much everything means that not a lot is able to kind of get away. Okay, pretty well handled, to be honest, across the board. MaxPax at least making the most of this and getting a couple of tech units killed off. Very nicely done. Obviously, this game heated up, guys, but it was great to see where everyone was watching from. I did read through them in the chat while talking, so hello everyone around the world. Yeah, it was very cool. Usually, I would have, you know, if this game was chill for another couple minutes, we would have read them out, but we're too far gone now. Thank you so much, though, to SJF Sub, who drops not just a gifted sub, but a Tier 2 gifted sub to the chat. Gonna hit Mindy Crossing. Thank you so much for the generosity on the gifted Tier 2. Much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the stream in the StarCraft. Hell yeah. I've actually just been working this morning on a new tournament for October. We're just going to call it... you guys are going to love this one. I really let it go when it comes to the name for this one. You guys know us. We've been getting very creative with the tournament names and everything. And this one, honestly, I think it's great. I'm super happy to announce WardiTV October. Yeah, you heard it. WardiTV October. Yeah, I know. Who uses the month for their tournament name? Yeah. Because there'll never be Octobers ever again. This is it. This is my one time we're running Wardi. Unless next year we run WardiTV October 2. Yeah, so we're going to have a little $1,000 tournament over the next couple of weeks. I've already got some confirmed players, including Rogue, Zaun, Solar, Shin as well. Some few of the players we've been really enjoying watching over the week in this tournament. So I'll keep you guys up to date. Showtime Spirit. I'll keep you guys up to date if anyone else confirms throughout the course of today. But that'll be coming up over the next couple of weeks. You think WardiTV October 2s are really powerful? Should we skip straight to that one? Yeah. Next year, I'm actually going to be... I'm just going to... Next year, I'm going to be like, it's WardiTV October 3. Because no one will remember that this one was the first one. They'll be like, oh, Wardi just randomly runs October tournaments. Well, we have Clem and MaxPax. They've not replied yet because I think they're playing, but... Yeah. I knew you guys would like the name of that one. I really woke up and chose creativity today, you know? Look, more time spent organizing the tournament, less time spent thinking of names. And I'm sick of doing WardiTV summer and ending in fall, or fall and ending in winter, and people taking the at least this one's gonna be done in October, and if it's not, then my schedule's completely fallen apart. If you were in charge, it would be WardiTV, Pumpkin Ghosts, and spooky stuff. Since Halloween is in the month, but also Canadian Thanksgiving. We should just start naming our tournaments like people name drinks, you know, like WardiTV Pumpkin Spice Latte. You know, just name it like after this. Just give it a drink name or something. The WardiTV Pumpkin Spice Invitational. There you go. That's how we do it. I figured it out in the end. We got that. It takes a couple of iterations to get the perfect one. WardiTV October 25 for next year. That almost makes too much sense. Well, I'll put down the ideas in the calendar though, guys. Wardy, is it true that you're coming to Epic LAN? It is true I'm going to Epic LAN. Yeah, making my first LAN appearance in like 3-4 years or something. It's been a hot second, to be honest. So SCV's going down, a little bit of harass from MaxPax. You know, this game really stabilized. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent and stuff, but the game has just kind of slowed down and started to stabilize a little bit, right? So let's see, Vikings gonna fire up. A couple Phoenix begin to go down. Damage being done as we have the bio gonna continue to gather together. Medivacs coming in. Vikings gathering. Fuse units stimming across toward the main base. Additional Zell's just gonna get warped in here, and MaxPax gonna begin to make a play towards this mineral line. So honestly, MaxPax is the one that's making all the plays. I mean, it's been kind of chill, but when we have seen stuff happen, it's been MaxPax attacking and finding successful kills and damage being done. WardiTivy's here to try and help the defense as these Zealots going to get reinforced by another round of Zealots. I mean, that's a lot of Zealots in this main base. Obviously, MaxPax believes he has enough to make this work out. He's charging forward here. Stop to deal with the WardiTivy's choked up now. The Phoenix are going to make an appearance. If they could get in and lift the Ghost, that would be incredible, but I just don't think there's quite enough there to really make that work. So I think we are going to get halted for the moment, but I think we're going to have ourselves generally, overall, pretty good vibe to be working from MaxPax. I like that he's been able to kind of get out there and deal some damage. Obviously, we're cheering for MaxPax to win this game, right, guys? We want to see this series guaranteed go to at least 4 maps. MaxPax tying it up already would be great. I love Clem. I think Clem's my favorite to win it all today, but it'd be great to see MaxPax tying it up and just giving us as many games as possible. As we have our units just going to dive on in. A couple of shots coming down. The Vikings going to shoot, and the Phoenix is going to go down as well. Army coming across, just going to be seeing the Ghost continuing through. Starport coming in. 2 barracks coming up. Oh, Disruptor shot coming across as well. Bio coming in and grabbing a Disruptor. As we do have ourselves the couple of Immortals coming up as well. That Disruptor shot just to try and zone. Saves that Immortal for half a second. If there's a Prism there, maybe we could have done it. But the Prism's busy getting killed in the main base. That warping does not go off. And obviously that's pretty bad for MaxPax. Getting chased over here. I tell you what, that army's low HP from Clem, heavily overstun, but not really anything to take advantage of that. No Storm, no Colossus. Not really anything at all. There's a few Archons, but how are they ever going to close the distance to hit that? You pretty much just don't, right? Like, that's not going to happen, so. Dark Shrine coming up on the side of MaxPax, getting that next stage of harassment ready for himself as Clem readies to go in towards the 4th base as well. Obviously trying to re-establish here as MaxPax did get pushed away in the end. But yeah, it's definitely been able to slow Clem down a lot as we have the Medivacs realizing they've been spotted. Kills off that Observer, but now going to have to cancel their journey across the map. They're going to be grounded again for a little bit, and unfortunately they get grounded in a hostile area. As the Disruptors start firing at that group of units right away, Clem splits this army and decides to try and come in maybe from the 2 angles here. Command Center moves across, just going to land on that upper right-hand side as well. It's going to pop that down into place. 2-2 upgrade still on the way in, about halfway done. Disruptors coming up as well. Have ourselves the +1 ship weapons continue to come through. Command Center coming up. It's going to be seen at Bio is on the way as our Forge. Just going to get taken down there also. Just going to grab that right from the get-go here. A few units going to recall across. Just going to step up as the Marauder taking some damage. Again, +3 attack, Prism speed, continuing to build up for the moment. All of that coming through. These Zealots are going to get to that upper right-hand corner. So they're going to get to the top right. We've got the +1 ship weapons halfway done. Another scan coming down. And the Medivacs here continue to go, moving about for now. Bio and Vikings and Medivacs gathering up. Again, we move forward. Going to get an observer there straight away. Disruptor shot fires through as well. As the Disruptor shot fires in once more, Marauder's going to get struck as we just take a stim through. It's going to be seeing these Disruptors continue to take damage as the Medivacs going to load up a couple of units. Oh, Bio still stepping forward. Battery goes down. Robo facilities getting picked away. Disruptor shot there will not quite connect. Tank's in great position, man. Clem's army is just terrifying. MaxPax with 90 probes means that he couldn't really ever let a fight happen on his side of the map because he's never going to get a chance to really reinforce properly before Clem is just in position dealing too much damage, I think. Let's see, as he does engage from all sides, if there's going to be a fight that wins it for MaxPax, this would be it. The full 360 surround, units from left, right, and top. I guess they didn't come from the bottom, but we'll let him off for that one. I mean, great fight is actually going to go a long way to helping it now. Clem's final units being chased. Those couple Phoenix are scary. I would actually say to MaxPax, take more care of those because they could have absolutely guaranteed the chase down on these Medivacs. Now they will have a little bit of a better shot of getting away than what was going to be the case originally. I mean, they actually all go down. Clem is going to get fully cleaned up. MaxPax has got a drop on the left side to deal with, but a Warpin will deal with it. And the supplies even out. What a defense from MaxPax. That is what we call a hold. And these two are playing some excellent StarCraft 2 against each other today. I am loving it. What a high-level series already. Second game, I mean, first game was fantastic. Second game here is delivering too. MaxPax was kind of going to die in this one, I'm pretty sure, with what happened early and everything, but not happening for the moment. Hey, Walgran, thank you so much for the Tier 3 resub, by the way, on the 61 months. I love the suggestion from chat, by the way, to run the WardiTV October event not in October. I was thinking, what if we just do a donation goal? Twitch chat can pick the month name of the tournament. Like, it'll happen in October, but if you wanted me to call it WardiTV August or July, let's do it. How often would I look? Just how many times would I have to completely explain that? I actually think I'd go crazy explaining that every single time I say the tournament name throughout an event. I was trying to calculate like how many times I have, like at least 50 plus. Anyways, back to the action here as Medivacs are all restrained from being on the map. It's MaxPax who's once again the activity moving around. Got the barrel coming through as Zealot gets picked off. We are going to see ourselves +3 weapons coming through, and the +2 ship weapons coming up as well. That advanced ballistics is also coming through. It's gonna fight. Just gonna be seeing the gonna commit in. A couple of liberators coming forward. Another marine just going to get grabbed as well. Medivacs load up, and we do continue to retreat away for now. Just pulling back out of this so far. I will unload. Just going to be seeing a couple of these probes start to drop EMP to stop the recall. But units are walking across pretty quickly, so MaxPax will rotate in time to protect this location. What a huge deal that is. Continuing to keep that up and alive is obviously absolutely huge and critical, so that's an amazing part of that as well. Well defended. As the Medivacs continue to loop out over the left-hand side. Again, Colossus, Disruptors, the Archon, the Stalkers gathering up as well. This Medivac force continuing down the left, heading toward the main base as we speak. A couple of Zelds will take some shots as we go. As we continue to commit through for the moment. So we continue to move across the map as we just have ourselves a jump onto this. Couple of Disruptors going down. Next Disruptor shot comes across as well. Gonna dive forwards here. Disruptor gonna take some more shots. I mean, dropping the main base, that's where the recall will be used. That's not a lot of units. That's a Colossus and a group of Stalkers. That does not defend this, especially not when the Colossus thinks he's a Zealot. Charging on in there before anything else. Gets taken out immediately. Well, this is where MaxPax falls apart. We've had a great game here. I think MaxPax, for all the great movement that he's done, has just let it slip. And just like that, Clem's going to start making this look like it was never really close at all. I don't think MaxPax's army was necessarily in the best place, but it should have never died as easily as it did here. This is just Clem out-splitting him and making MaxPax make mistakes across the board there. GG's, and Clem is going to take game 2. No, MaxPax! We needed you to win to guarantee us at least 4 maps of this first series. Did only take like 2 hours, probably a little less, because I decided to write like a line, well, like basically a single formula. I was slightly edited across 6 columns. Saved me so much time. And I'm just sat there like, why didn't I do this 5 or 6 years ago? Like, this is not newfound knowledge to me. I just opened it up and I was like, huh. Instead of like copy pasting this number into the correct column based on what it says in that column, why didn't I just tell Excel to do that? And I was like, why did I, like, why did my brain decide to think of this in 2024 and not in any of the years prior? You know, what made my brain just be like, you know what? No, I cannot actually be bothered to do that much work this year. Let's be smart about this. Can't my brain do this more often? Ay. Another couple of years, my brain's probably going to have some genius idea on how to do, like, you know, automate some more tournament organizing. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I've literally could have saved 3.5 years of my life if I'd done this before StarCraft 2 was dead. StarCraft 2 is not dead, guys. Just got to join you on the meme, right? Top left, blue Protoss player is MaxPax. As in the bottom right, our red Terran player is Clem from Team Liquid as we get going into game number 1. No, it's not game number 1. It's game number 1 of the comeback. How about we call it that? Game number 3 of this best of 5, but game 1 of the comeback as MaxPax looks to take his first map of the series and start to bounce on back into this battle. Love to see it. Nexus drops in over on the edge, just going to get that going straight away as well. So just going to bring that through here as we get settled into our third map. So Engineering Bay block is successful to force the Nexus out of location. And we'll now have that SCV return home, happy with what he's achieved. He threw a big old building down in the wrong place, and it was a pain in the butt for the aliens who... You would think Protoss with the ability to warp in and stuff would just be able to be like, oh, an Engineering Bay where we want to build? Let me just do some Protoss magic or whatever they call it, some shenaniganry. There's a new word for you. And let's just like teleport the Engineering Bay somewhere else. Wouldn't that be a great Protoss mechanic? Terran Engineering Bay blocks, they just teleport the Engineering Bay like onto the Terran's natural. Or like the main mineral line, like all the SCVs get blocked by that. Now that would be Protoss really utilizing that technology in the correct way. You know, people keep asking for new Protoss units and things. Maybe that's the change that we need. Oh my god, what if Protoss could actually move structures? What if you had like a missile turret and you just like, Protoss is just like, I'm gonna move your missile turret elsewhere, and then the DTs kill everything. Oh my god. That'd be wild. Probably a little bit overpowered, probably extremely broken, but, you know, be fun. It might not even be completely broken, but probably be completely stupid. I should be in charge of balance, yeah. The WardiTV balance patches would be so good. I don't even know why I would suggest to make it completely ridiculous. Off the top of my head, I actually can't outside of teleporting buildings, to be honest. Make the Colossus blink like a stalker. Look, everyone was skeptical when they said DT blink. But look at them now. DT blink's great. Everyone loves it. Well, apart from when you have to play against it, but, you know. The idea of it's very fun. Great defense here. Kills one Hellion, lifts the other with the Phoenix, takes away the one-shot potential. Just needs to actually kill off one of these Phoenix, and that's what we're going to do now. As the second Phoenix shows up. Perfect. Great defense, honestly. 2 probes going down, but it cost Clem 3 Hellions. I think MaxPax is very okay with that, especially when his initial base placement is obviously, you know, drawn apart, because obviously he's got that third base so far out from everything else. So, yeah, I think that's a great setup. Heroes coming up. Phoenix and the Warp Gate continue to come in. We're seeing our Siege Tank, Viking, Marines all continue to produce as well. So we bring all of this up and ready. As the Hellion continues back into the center of the map to get set up once again here for the moment. What if Banes could combine to make one giant Baneland that can one-shot structures? Isn't that what Banelands just do anyway? 17 of them roll at a base and it just disappears. They don't have to combine. They already do this. We just give it like 5 times the health actually, so it can't be denied by a Widowmine. Okay, there we go. That's what it needs. Okay. This game is gonna get a little bit complicated because Clem has made his way around that Phoenix force, and so he's just gonna siege up on the natural location, and MaxPax is gonna be caught completely unprepared. He's got 2 Stalkers and 2 Zealots. Another Phoenix about to pop. There's not a lot of units from Clem, but it's a scary group of units from Clem. That's the issue. As, yeah, MaxPax is obviously just picking his moment to go. He will have multiple lifts available. Let's see. As, like I say, it's not a lot, so you can lift up a good chunk of it right away. Trying to make sure the Zealots and the Stalkers do their job on the ground to get rid of the units that are shooting away at the Phoenix. A couple of Vikings are annoying as well. We've only lost 1 Phoenix so far. Honestly, so far, this has been a pretty good defense from MaxPax. Not loving this part as much because the Phoenix went off on a way. Where the Phoenix at, yo? They're just AFK off to the side. I mean, I guess there's not a lot of energy left on them, and they're regenerating some shields, so maybe that's just them being sensible, but... No, okay, honestly, very good defense from MaxPax. You look at what he lost in the end. 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Phoenix. Pylon. Like, I mean, he cleaned out double tank. He cleaned out double Cyclone. This was a lot of value from Clem lost out here, and he invested into all those Vikings early to try and help with this push. It's nice to have the Viking count growing up against the Phoenix a little bit, but, like, you don't typically want it to be, like it's not going to be, like, immediately useful now, I say, as it now shoots down a Phoenix. Well, that's just a mistake from MaxPax. Getting too aggressive for the fact that there's a bunch of Phoenix there. That should have been much more, or taken it a little bit more slowly, basically. Next, you have a Pylon coming in. Again, a simulator coming up. Our Temple Archives and our gates continue to come through, too, so we just continue to get that all on the go. I don't know why I'm breaking this song 7 minutes into a game of StarCraft 2. Sometimes you just gotta add some musical effects, you know. Let the words sink in. Just add some ambience to the game. Kind of gateway up, charge, and storm. Very different style from MaxPax to what we've been seeing him play with that Colossus being the focus up until now in this series. So a very different approach here for this game number 3. We do have a couple of barracks from Clem, obviously about halfway done this. They continue through as well. Just going to have ourselves Stimpack, Combat Shield, and +1 coming up. The Widowmine shot there on the Phoenix is good. And we have ourselves a Robo Facility, not far from being finished either. So just trying to get that completed and online. Bring that through as the SCVs will move toward the 3rd base. Just going to bring that straight across. Get ready to drop that one down right away. He is just going to have ourselves the storm coming up. Let's do attack coming in. And we get settled here for a little. Oh, what's up, bot? Lock. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much indeed for using your Prime on the channel. You've got a Prime sub available. Use it now. Just announcing a new WardiTV event as we speak. So, yeah, help support StarCraft 2. We want to run as much StarCraft as we can in this off-season of SC2. Well, there's not much else going on. We want to make sure there's as much StarCraft 2 as possible happening, so do consider supporting. We greatly appreciate it, as we do have units pressing forward here. Archons, Zealots, and Phoenix stepping through. The Zealots going to step up as well. Widowmine shots going off. Big storms. Oh my god! Massive storms all across the bio units. MaxPax does insane damage with those storms. Clem forgetting what a split is for a moment or two, and he just backs away through them all. In the end, the numbers from MaxPax might wane a little bit at the very end of this fight, but those storms carry him hard. It's tough right now because it's like you kind of want to keep going, but then you actually don't really have any units. The reinforcements coming from a long way away. These 2 Archons are putting some serious work in. My fear is that these Archons, if they go down, we're going to lose a lot of the splash that's been doing well for you, but it does not matter. The storms initially were good enough, and boy did they have to be, because if they were any worse, you would have seen Clem cleaning up there and pushing this back, but that does not happen. Gee, wow. I must actually see your name and just think that's not important. That is what I take from that. I must actually just see your name and decide that that does not matter at all. Top right-hand corner of the map, our blue Protoss player is going to be MaxPax from Psystorm as we get into a little bit more of an aggressive game, because we have a proxy coming up from our Terran player who leads this series 2-1 at the moment. In the bottom left-hand side from Team Liquid, we have Clem. And yeah, Clem is going to go proxy and on the map, so As Probe is going to be scouting, but there is a barracks at the 12 o'clock location. And like I said, that's what Clem is going to be hanging on to as he gets himself set up here for these early stages and gets ready to roll. The assimilator coming online. Again, a couple of refineries and a barracks coming up also. Can't wait to see Rogue cheesing MaxPax out of the lowers. Rogue played a fun series against MaxPax the other day, to be fair. He kind of died to Adepts. If he didn't die to Adepts, that would have been an even better series, so maybe we can hold on hope for something like that. Bunker building up on the front. Probe is going to go nibbling. SCV will take some shots. Cybercore about to complete. Now pylon finishing. Max is about halfway done. The Stalker coming up. And factory halfway done from Clem as we'll drop a little pylon down. The Reaper is going to go running about. 1 shot. 2 shots. 3 shots. 4 shots. You know what 5 shots means? It means the probe dies. So yeah, Probe will fall, as the Reaper obviously very close. And now we're going to go into the concussive shells. That SCV is going to finish the bunker. That is huge. We even save the SCV. And if you get Marauders in this bunker, that's going to be absolutely brutal. We already put some pretty decent damage out onto the battery. However, the bunker is going to salvage. Go on, MaxPax. Cancel the battery. Oh no, the battery's already finished. He's not going to get baited into doing anything then. I mean, still though, Concussive Shell Marauders, Hellions can be a pretty scary attack. Guess we'll see what's going to come out of this. Marauders out right now. Concussive Shell is done. I assume we're going to wait for some Hellions to kind of get going on this. The Stalkers are going across the map though, because MaxPax doesn't know what the follow-up is. He's presuming that that barracks is flying home. Now he sees the Hellion gets a couple of shots on it. Well, Clem's going to say, okay, well, if you're out on the map, that means you don't really have anything over here. And he's going to go take advantage. He's going to force an instant recall, probably, as the Hellion and the Marauders step up. So see, we do have the battery, but you're going to need units to still make use of that battery, right? And we got ourselves a single Stalker right now. It's not looking pretty, and I actually think 3 Marauders, I was going to say, can probably do well against the Stalker, but actually is going to go after the battery instead. And now you got 3 Stalkers versus 3 Marauders. Well, that is going to be okay for the Stalkers, especially as another Stalker shows up. We're going to lose a few probes in the process. It's going to be another Stalker dead here, though. Even with only 1 Marauder left, yes, the damage per shot is going to go down, but you still have the Hellions kind of showing up as well. Good micro, though. And MaxPax is going to keep that Stalker alive, and Clem's just going to say a GG because he's only just started his command center, and this did not do enough damage, and so we are just going to go to game 5! Just like that, Clem gets out of the game. In the top left-hand side of the map, we are going to go to our Protoss player who now has all of the momentum behind him in this series, in the red, from Psystorm Gaming. We have MaxPax. In the top right, our blue Terran player, we have Team Liquid's Clem. Well then, comes down to this to see who advances straight to the grand finals. Who's going to play that extra best of 5 against Rogue in the lower bracket to fight for that life? Okay, coming up, getting set up. Pro's gonna come nibbling. SCV taking some damage. How's the engineering bay block? Good again. Not really a map you want to go and build the natural elsewhere on. So MaxPax just gonna wait out, kill this off, rebuild, or not rebuild, but build a Nexus in a natural location. Get that on the go. Factory's halfway done. The reactor is on the way up. SCV continues into play. Bring that online. There's a couple of SCVs. We'll continue to move around for a little bit. The command center already dropping into the main base. So going to be seeing that first expansion of the game from Clem going to go, like I say, in the main. A little bit of safety instead of just building it outright on location. Nothing wrong with a little bit of safety being added into play. I think that's absolutely fine to run by. As our starport comes up from Clem as well, so getting that underway. The CC coming up, getting all of that going. Step going to fire across Twilight Council. The next is coming through, and Warpgate coming in. The gateway continue to build. Going to see a couple of probies coming out as well, so all of that continues to come up here. Wouldn't mind chilling out in the main base. Adept going to cancel its shade. Again, the Twilight Council not far from finishing up, and the gateway, the Warp Gate, all continue to be brought in for the moment. Adept on the natural, just going to be hanging about again. Gate coming up, the robo facility will start. The mine and the Marines moving out a little bit. Again, the blink coming through. The Wolf Gate is going to be finishing in a moment. And the medevac is loading up. The Widow Mine and 6 Marines come across the map. So Widow Mine and 6 Marines are going to start out to the upper left-hand side. There's going to be that little Adept moving through underneath in the middle of the map as well. Adept just continues to shade over. Widow Mine burrows. Marine's going to get a shot. It's going to be stalking in the corner, moving about as well. Now Marines turn onto that pylon. Widow Mine's going to try to go for the probe. Now Widow Mine reburrows and is going to get the probe in the end anyway. So that unburrow reburrow doesn't really change much of this. Keeps the Stalkers busy for a second longer perhaps, which means the Marines have more chance to deal damage towards the natural, as that medevac is going to be able to sit in the corner now and just wait out these next few moments. MaxPax on the 4 gates of Blink Stalkers. We've not seen this in the series yet, so mix it in the final game. And can this really kind of go-to build order for MaxPax carry him big time in this game number 5 right here? Can he close out this series and complete the reverse sweep against the world champ? Prism coming over. Obviously, again, it's frustrating for MaxPax. He wants to throw everything at Clem, but there's that medevac behind the mineral line, which means he can't throw everything, but that should also keep Clem from being kind of as set up at home. As Clem starts to move forward, if I'm MaxPax right now, I'm like, okay, please do keep on moving forward. Here these Marines unloading again, and we're just going to continue to unload. The warping continues, though. Blink, and the medevac will go down. I probably should have just committed for a couple of probes, but hard to know. I think he probably was not wrong in thinking there was a chance to get away there. A little bit of a quicker decision to lift back up, and you would have been fine as well. So just momentary hesitation costing you a medevac as MaxPax sets to see what he can do with a few more Stalkers warping in. Obviously, you've not really seen these do too much yet. Now his units from across the map can come across as well, though, because the medevac died. So there's going to be absolutely most amount of Stalkers he can have here. And they are going to go toward the natural to begin with. Bunker and a couple of depots there, not ready yet. Siege tanks. Well, first tank on the low ground will go down, but the tank on the high ground is obviously in a very safe spot. That will live, but as the tank on the low ground goes down, there's not a lot to really zone these Stalkers anymore, so they're going to be able to start swinging away on the natural location very comfortably here. Tanks firing. Third tank going to show up. Going to siege down on the high ground, probably move this tank on the low ground a bit further forward. Now if you blink in, you're going to be taking 2 tanks of damage. Not sure if that's great, right? As we do see a lot of Stalkers going down very quickly. The Viking going down as well, though, so no chasing of that Prism available anymore. That will not happen as the Stalkers continue to fire away. 9 SCVs killed. I think Clem is in a little bit of trouble right now as MaxPax has a 3rd base finishing up behind this. Blinks forward again here. Is going to get another siege tank. MaxPax is going to see Clem replacing that immediately, though, but is it enough? I mean, he can go for that tank again if he would like to, but Stalker count has been reduced, and that's obviously a big deal as we now try and position into the main base for some damage. We're going to give up this Tech Lab starport move it away. Probably doesn't want to be on the tech lab anymore anyway. As this siege tank in the main base survived a little bit. The SCV repair there helping. Order about a pop. We're halfway to stim. Not exactly ideal. And if you lose any more space in the main, very possible that that stim pack goes down as well. So this is definitely a scary few moments. Liberated siege on the other side of the map, and probes will begin to fall. 2, 3, 4 workers going to go down immediately as the Stalkers finish off a depot. Again, stim about to finish. +1 attack coming through. Stalkers back into the natural tank bull siege. Maybe see now. Units still moving about a little bit as well. Stalkers it's going to get shot at. Tank fire is good. Stalkers will continue to go down, getting cleaned up for the moment. So that will be dropping as we have the charge, the Stalkers, the gateways, and the forge all continue to come out. We have got the Stalkers again, just going to fire up and going to go pick off the Vikings. Just going to take that down as well. Fire steps up. First Stalker already going down. Again, additional gateways and charge, etc. come through also. Clem is holding on, but he's down a lot of workers now. 16 workers down in this game. Starts up with 3rd CC. This is where things should look a bit better for him because he's got some of those bio upgrades, but so many hurt SCVs as well. I mean, one SCV there died just to a single shot. Those are the kind of things that add up and really do kind of suck for you. As you can see again, the +1 attack coming through, the charges coming in. Combat shield and +1 attack upgrade continues by. Two more barracks coming up as well. A couple of Widow Mines will also be a part of this, so we get that rolling. Stalkers coming to the front there. Prism still set up. I mean, MaxPax taking a 4th base behind all of this as well. So that's just going to put him into an even better spot here, as obviously the worker count is good. The 4th base coming online. Army supplies are similar, and obviously one thing MaxPax doesn't really have much of is tech. 2 sentries, an Immortal. I mean, other than that, Stalker Zealot when the Colossus on the way. It's not a lot. So right now, if Clem can force a straight up fight, his army's probably actually a little bit better. Depending on how many Zealots there is. I mean, there's a point where there's just too many Zealots. The Prism is going to go down. No! Okay, Clem is going to get it. I was going to say he wasn't paying attention initially, but yeah, he gets it. The Zealots die easily. And that's great, because now Clem doesn't have to worry. Back at home, he can actually just focus on going across the map as MaxPax going to jump on this immediately. Widow Mine shots going off, splashing the Zealots down. The tank's not going to last very long. Oh my god, MaxPax just has so much. As Clem is not going to be able to contest with that, really. A couple more Widow Mines might help you out, keeping those Zealots at bay. The Zealots are the issue. They're just so tanky, and it's not a large enough Terran army to really just chew through any number of Zealots quickly, so they do hold up for a long time. And +1 attack. The Southern Thumberland's coming up. The Dark Shrine going to be coming through as well. We've seen the DTs really be a go-to for MaxPax as this series continues. The DTs have become necessary to really play into the later stages. As the Plyo swings up the left-hand side, going to go jump on that Nexus. That's going to be a recall instantly as the battery goes down. You do see the Medivacs loading up, and they're going to scoot on out of here for the moment.
Game paused.
I love the PP question mark, but apparently lag going on. I mean, this is the... I mean, we didn't see it, so this is just the players feeling it, so... Some lag from one of our obs. I'm going to presume it's probably not me on the European server. It looks pretty good at 19 ping. As yo, Greg Balo, thank you so much for the 9-month resub. Beautiful time to sub, just we, need something to say during the downtime. As though we're going to resume. If none of the casters are going to own up to lagging, we're going to get back to it.
Game resumed.
Now, these two Medivacs continue to escape away down to the south. A little bit of bio sets up on the far right. A couple of Zealots are going to move through. The SCVs are going to go get jumped on. And that Ghost Academy about halfway done with the starboard still coming by. Bio still trying to push up as MaxPax is going to be putting himself onto the 3rd base of Clem. And so Clem The only thing he might be able to do, a little bit of a surround with units that are out on the map. He's going to have Zealots in his natural. There's something else he has to go and deal with. SCVs are going to start dropping, and Clem's not exactly have the economy to deal with that. As we are going to see a little bit of bio, like I said, out on the map. It's only a dropship or two, though. It's not a lot. Fortunately, the Zealots are not doing too much, but Clem's just going to say GG. That's going to do it. MaxPax is going to complete the reverse sweep and go to the grand finals, as Clem has fallen to MaxPax after a very strong 2-0 start to this series from Clem. It's going to be MaxPax that takes the